who I am. So, my day job, uh, aside, like leading this user group in Finland, is that I work for a company called Cybercom as a chief technologist for cloud services. I have a site in LinkedIn and whatever all those handles you can find there, and you will have this material afterwards, so you can check those out if you want to later. Certified AWS architect and so on and so on. So this is just kind of a cherry-picked list, um, mostly from my perspective, that what I thought that would be interesting topics to raise up from the recent launches. If you're interested in the full backlog of all the new features, you can find it from that URL. It is always updated and constantly updating, so you can check there. And the idea here is that I mostly try to cover anything that has happened between the two meetups. So next time we're going to have the meetup, it's going to cover the points in time from this meetup to the next one. I think one of the kind of significant things, probably not affecting too much of your services, but just something that you should be aware of, is that AWS updated their customer agreement, and if you are not part of any EA agreement, like enterprise agreement with AWS, you have like agreed that they can change the terms of the service, like one-sidedly, and you just need to accept them, or just end the use of their services. So this is something you should make a note of, that if this change, that go and check that what has been changed. On the box there is actually the copy pasted text from the log, that what it says, that what was changed. So do not need to take any action. Probably you still want to go and check. Some generic things. So what I when I was going through the list, um, out of interest, was that sixth availability zone in North Virginia. Most of you are going, or you are going to only see the 3 in the default setup anyway if you're using North Virginia, so most probably it does not affect you, but the second one will. So the third, AZ in Frankfurt, it was only 2 before that, so now you will have the A, B, and C availability zones there, as well as in any other region as well. Also interesting to our local market is the second edge location in Stockholm, and probably we are going to see more of those popping up around the world. Some products that were launched or introduced in the last reInvent in last November have entered general availability. Lambda at Edge, so that is Lambda scripts that you can run in Edge nodes, like the CloudFront CDN Edge locations. DynamoDB Accelerator, so that is basically a cache, really fast cache layer for DynamoDB. And yes, maybe Adrian knows something about that. I don't know, but Adrian probably can give that information. And Greengrass also, so that is the Lambda scripts in the IoT type of devices, so you can run those Lambda scripts locally there. That also entered general availability. Yes, that is later on the list. That was so so big item, so that it's on a separate. It was on the next one. So these, I think, were probably the most significant ones of the latest announcements. I think these were both announced now in New York AWS Summit. So Amazon Macy, Macy is supposed to be pronounced like Macy. Okay, Macy is a totally new thing, so it is pretty interesting. So it's a security service utilizing artificial intelligence and machine learning, pattern recognition, and so that is interesting to see that what types of things people are going to use that for. And there's also the link to check that service out in more detail. And AWS Glue, as Pasi pointed out here, that was also entered general availability. That is one of the services also that was announced last November, and it's fully managed ETL service for those of you who do not know. For anyone in a need for ETL service, that is definitely something to check out. It is so far only available, as far as I know, and according to the logs, in North Virginia, but I suspect that it will pretty quickly becomes available at least to Ireland here in Europe. But now you can try it out. It was available only in beta earlier. Um, One thing out of interest to someone, was it? I think it was on this week, or even if not even today, that VMware Cloud on AWS was announced that now it's available for use, and for me at least, this surprisingly enough, it's available in Oregon. I would have suspected that it would be also in North Virginia, but that is usually the place that where all the services come available first. But this time it's in Oregon. So this is maybe kind of a corner case service, but if you have services that you still run on-prem on top of VMware and you're utilizing some kind of VMware uh, technologies on as part of that stack, this might be of interest to you, that you can still get rid of your own data centers and move things up to the cloud. Um, EFS enhancements, these are actually several different announcements just bundled up together, but there is encryption at rest possibility now, additional permission and security controls, and also uh, it became available in Frankfurt. So that is interesting news for Europe. AWS config dashboard. So there is now actually a dashboard which shows a summarized view of resources that you have in use. And CloudWatch has now more features, so you can add high resolution metrics for external sources. So it's down to per second resolution, so you can get really detailed monitoring, which you can feed to the CloudWatch now. I guess that was that. Definitely, it's not an exhaustive list. It has like maybe 1% of the new features and changes, but this was kind of my favorite top list of those. And as always, you are welcome to give any feedback that if this is something that you would like me to do every time, if you find it useful, or if you just want to go yourself and browse the web or something. But this was kind of a preliminary test, so let us know that how you felt.